Yeah, I took it out for granted. I was looking out for family. I was looking out the fastest. I was coming out the baddest. I was cooking, I was trapping. I was looking for the balance. I was looking through the basket. Now my stomach looked the fat. Big old bookers full of carrots, like my enemy. Still, I can't see how this can happen. I saw a print in need. I just can't turn around and go back with shit that meant to leave. I just can't turn around and look backwards, there ain't shit to see. I bumped my head so many times, I done seen so many signs. I done dreamed so many lives, I done seen so many eyes. Somebody prayed for the one grave, when you done seen so many die. Stack that money up so many.
Microphone check, what it do? I am back with another episode of your morning motivation, inspiration, and daily words of encouragement. Running a little late, man. That bed be holding you. Got a hold on you, man. You gotta say you gotta really want it in order to get up out that bed, man, for an idea, for a thought. You really gotta want it, man, in order to get out of that bed. And that's it. And that's how I'm gonna start it, man. You really gotta want it in order to get out the bed and dream. Cause see, it's easy just to lay down. It's easy just to lay down and dream. But when you find something that you want so much that you willing to get out of the bed and dream, it's really, that's something, man. But all that being said, man, it's time for you to wake your ugly ass up. Let's get out of bed and work on some of these ideas that we got stuck inside our head. It's still dark outside, but you were officially live at 5:55 with the God. And even though, man, and I remember my dad, man, I remember this, and it's hitting me, and I'm 38, and my birthday coming up at the end of the month. And my dad told me one day, man, he was like, you gonna be all right? He was like, cause hey, it's hard growing up. And I kind of understood what he was saying then, but I really understand now, man. It is hard growing up, man, and basically what it is, man, it's real difficult to get out of that mindset that you've always had, and you realize, like, dang, that shit was wrong. You know what I mean? That wasn't it. And to grow and to get to a point where, man, some folks, most folks, I hope, get to a point where you realize, like, dang, this is the switch. I got to change that about me. Or you realize that was not the way to be. I've been like that for this long or for so long, and you got to grow up, and it comes a moment like, dang, that was the wrong way to be. Dang, I can't believe that. I gotta change this up. I gotta change that up. I have to be different. And when you come to that realization, that's a difficult transition to leave this frame of mind to grow into the next thought process, the next level, and that's kind of difficult. Hey, what it do, world? What it do, man? How you been? Good morning. I hope all is well, man. I hope everybody waking up, man. Shout out to the mothers. Yesterday was Mother's Day in America, and shout out to the mothers that brought us here, kept us here, maintained us, raised us. I mean, I guess bringing us here is enough. You can't really, for them to keep you, because they had the option. I guess you still got the option. You just got to go through some different type of stuff. But yeah, man, shout out to the mothers. Hope y'all day was of remembrance, a good day for you. But yeah, man, when you get to the mindset of, man, I have to do better. I have to change from my old ways, from my childish ways, from the way that I just had yesterday. And I got to figure out a way to improve, to be better. I got to figure out a way to do something different, because that that mindset, that what I was doing is not it, man. That's a little struggle in its own, but the best of us do it. Don't think you going through that process. Don't think you the only one learning and rebuilding. Nah, man, that's what we got to go through. That's what we have to be. That's what you have to do in order to become what it is that God has placed you here to become. Good morning, sis. How you doing? I hope all is well with you this morning. My word for the day, man, is sometimes some stuff that we do is the mindset that a lot of us grow up with, man, and that some of us pass down to our, our children. Is honestly, man, a sickness. It's truly and honestly a sickness that, was not that we've been infected with, strategically. And especially a lot of us coming up out the hood, coming up out the ghetto, coming out the inner city. It's just like a mentality that only we have. And it's a sickness until you get out of that. Most of the time you have to get out of that environment, because it's like a survival environment, and you don't see it until you move around, until you go to another state, until you get around a different set of people. Like, you don't gotta act like that over here, or we don't do that. And until you get out of that environment, you don't recognize, like, damn, is that the way that I act? Is that the way I was supposed to act? And and that's a part of just getting out and just growing up. And the message is, man, you can't be afraid of the growth. You cannot shy away from it. You cannot, because that's a part of the process. And quitting most of the time is shying away from that process. Quitting most of the time is, striving to do something, striving to move, striving to become something, striving to create something, striving to, man, I want to do this. I want to take the family here, or I want to move, or I want to create this, or I wish I can be this one day. And then a lot of times after so long, you're like, man, all right, I'm just satisfied with just being this. That's not going to happen for me. I can't do that. And you just shy away from it, and you just stop. And the thing is, man, you cannot quit, because you're not quitting on that idea. You're not quitting on that that creation. You're not quitting on that goal that you had. You're quitting on the process of you becoming who you're supposed to be, because that struggle is meant to shape you into who you're supposed to be. And until you go through that process, you never gonna be who it is, that you're supposed to be. And you basically quitting on yourself. And you basically quitting on the creator who placed you here to be that. And that's why it's so comfortable. That's why it's so easy to do nothing. That's why it's so easy not to pursue, not to have a goal, not to dream, not to become whoever it is you think you can be. It's easier just to sleep in, just to chill, just to not work out. It's easier just to not have aspirations or goals that you want to accomplish. It's easier just to be ordinary and regular. It's easy. And you just get into a motion where you just get up and just drag through the day and drag home, and just quit on any thought of becoming. And you quitting on the process that it takes for you to become that great person that you have in the back of your head that you dream of you being. And you quitting on that process. And I was taught, man, and shout out to Brother Ben X, a lesson from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that when you're trying to be shaped, when God is trying to shape you into who he has for you to be, that struggle is like what they call an agitator in a washing machine. If you look at the washing machine, it's a little stick in the middle that twists and that basically that's what washes the clothes. They call that little thing in the middle, that little pole in the middle, they call it the agitator. In order for the clothes to become clean, that agitator has to go back and forth and knock the clothes against each other with the water, with the soap, and basically knocks the clothes against each other, and that's how they become clean. And in order to get all of the bad shit out of you, and in order to get all the stuff that's the uncleanliness out of you, you have to be knocked back and forth. There has to be an agitator. There has to be something that bothers you. There has to be a struggle that makes you think. There has to be a struggle that changes you. And this is how you get all of the dirt out of you, all of the bad thoughts, all of the bad things that are in you. This is the struggle. This is what has to agitate you, knock you back and forth. And in order to reach this point, in order to get to the process, and in order to get to the point that God has for you, you have to go through that. And until you go through that process, you're not going to become what you think you want to become. So you're not quitting on that idea. You're quitting on becoming who it is that you're supposed to be. And some people die never going through the process. People die never reaching that point that God has for them, because it's scary, man. It's rough growing up. It's a process that doesn't necessarily feel good, but it's very necessary, man. And we're going to end on that, man. I am BearFeezie, and basically I get up every morning and just give us some news that we can use, some game to help us refrain from being lame, and hopefully inspire you to not quit, to not give up on yourself. And honestly, not to quit, man, because a lot of people don't even start. A lot of folks got some ideas, got some stuff that they want to be, some stuff that they want to become, and they never even start. And so that's the thing today, man. Start, try to become whoever it is and what that you want to become. But the thing is, man, is that you actually got to do more than just think about it. You got to do more than just hope for it and wish. You got to move on it. You got to get it from your head to your legs and go forward and step out on faith. But if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, keep stepping how you stepping. I am BearFeezie. This has been another episode of Live at 555. I believe this episode 141. And if you really want to be successful, you got to do more than act like it. You have to work like it. Peace.